So I've been watching for darling poor Florence, who lost her calf last year, and then I lost her this afternoon. And so I'm madly rushing around trying to find her because I'm hoping that she's doing something. And there she is. She's actually there. So I'm now rushing along to see what's happened. I'm hoping there's a grass in the calf. Rather, there's a calf in the grass. But if it's not quite here yet, then obviously I want to be here to help. Good girl. It's only me. Has anything happened yet? Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Well done. Has anything happened? Not yet. Not yet. I can see your waters are broken though, haven't they? Haven't they? Haven't they? Good girl. Good girl. Okay, so something's happening. Now I know that giving birth is a very tricky time and it's a very thirsty time, so I'm going to make sure, let's just clean that out. I'm going to make sure that she's got a full bucket of water next to her so that she doesn't need to move, and she's got plenty of something there when she's gone through that very tricky process. Anyway, she's over there somewhere. You can just see her down there, and the rest of the cows are over there waiting to be fed. So I better... Even on a wet day, the Newbie Farmer loves farming, and today I particularly love it because one of my gorgeous girls, Florence, the Belgian Blue, is in calf. Last year she lost her calf very sadly, so this year I'm going to make sure I'm there all the way, and the next hour is critical. Well, it's been a couple of hours now and I'm really concerned about poor old Florence. And yet again, I don't know whether you can see that, but it's absolutely chucking it down. I'm now on coat number 2 because the first one is absolutely soaked through. And right, into the storm we go. So I'm back in the field and I've come to the hedge and I can just see her through here. So we're going to go and have a look. Hopefully everything's all right. Good girl. Good girl, Florence. Good girl. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Come on then, try pushing. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. So her vagina doesn't look very ready for action, is my worry. The contractions perhaps aren't strong enough. And it's blowing another gale, just like last year when Florence was trying to give birth to her first calf, and it looks like things haven't improved. So rather late in the day, I've got my cattle crush organised, and now I've got to go and try and find her, and if I can, drive her across the field into here, which is no mean feat at this time of the night. So yet again, it looks like it could be an absolute disaster. But this time I have already been to my neighbour and I've got the T-bar with the ratchet and the ropes, so that if there is any sign of the calf trying to come out, then at least I've got the gear and I know what to do. I can remember from last time how to do it. So with that in mind, I've now got to try and get my cow from the field, well, you can't see it, but this way to those lights. I put the Land Rover lights on it so that the cow is going to know where she should be walking in the dark. So I found her, but nothing has happened. She's over there. There she is. Where is she? fast retreating blob in the distance. Anyway, so I'm going to try and drive her across the field. Good girl, keep walking that way. Good girl. Good girl. So now we've got to get her through the hedge on the right. There's quite a big hedge over there. And then I've opened a gate which leads into the right field. So it looks like she's going through the hedge there. Perfect. Better catch her eye. Oh, over the tree. Through the brambles. Oh my God. How am I going to get out here? There we go. Good girl, Florence. I know that's a struggle. Good girl. Good girl. Keep going. Keep going over this way. Good girl. Good girl. Open the gate over there. She goes towards it. Now that's the gate. Steady. Good girl. There. Oh shit. God. Well, that's why the vet said get her into the crush beforehand, because she may be pregnant, she may be about to give birth, but I cannot keep up with that cow. Oh, goodness me. Florence, you're nearly at the cattle crush. Good girl. Good girl. Come on, keep going. Keep going, Florence. You're nearly there, and then we can call the vet. Come on. Well, against all the odds, I've managed to get her into the cattle crush. So I'm super relieved. None of the other cows have come out. So here she is. So now we can get on and do the next stage. Now you have some cow nuts. Good girl. You deserve those. You've been very clever. Good girl. Well, here I am. I'm in the cattle crush with lovely Florence, and I've managed to get her all trussed up down there. She's got a bowl of cow nuts, and the vet has said that what I need to do now is to put my arm inside and just see whether the calf is there, whether I can feel it, whether it's got a hoof stuck. So that's what I'm going to try and do, but I've never done that before, so I'm obviously a little bit apprehensive, but she can't kick me at least, so now I guess all I've got to do is close my eyes and give it a shot. So here I go. Let's try and see if I can get the tail out the way. Good girl. Good girl. I know it's a bit strange. Good girl. Good girl. I feel I should be lubricating my arm a little bit. Good girl. Good girl. Oh. Good girl. Oh, now I can feel something. It looks like it's two little hooves. Well, that's a good sign. How we get those little hooves out, I've got no idea. Anyway, so good girl. Good girl. Right. So she's putting her head in the cattle crush, which is good. That'll hold her there. She's got the cow nuts, and now we just got to wait half an hour for the vet. Well, I won't pretend that wasn't one of the weirdest sensations I have ever felt in my life, but anyway, I've done it, and I could feel the little hooves. So hopefully the calf is alive, and I've rung the vet, so he's on his merry way, and I think we've probably got about 20 minutes now, but it is beginning to rain again. So here she is. Florence is enjoying some cow nuts whilst we wait for the vet. She's had a drink, and she seems quite calm. So fingers crossed. So this is this incredible piece of equipment to pull out the calf. The tail goes there, right under the bum then. And then I've got this ratchet system here. 2 ropes. One rope goes on one of the calf's feet and the other rope goes on the second. And then you just ratchet it like that. And if you can imagine, the legs are coming through there. And then quite soon, the calf should get pulled out. So the vet is on his way. Hopefully he'll be here in 15 minutes time. And I'm really keeping my fingers crossed that we can do something. For me, it's so important to get this little calf, because of course last year we lost it, and that means that my cow that's worth roughly 1,200 quid, and that potential new beast will be a real loss to my mini herd. So whatever the vet costs, it really doesn't matter. It's just very important to save my calf and of course the cow. And at this point in the evening, I really don't care how many cow nuts she eats. So she's got a nice bucket load there, and that hopefully will keep her occupied until the vet gets here. And the alarm on my watch has just gone off, so he should be at the gates any time now. So the key thing when asking your vet to come in an emergency is to open the gates. So we've done that at least. A lot of people forget that farmers are also fathers, and I've put my children to bed. They're only 10 and 7. They know how to get hold of me, but of course when my wife got home from what she was doing, she discovered the children were crying because they were alone. But I've got to be in the field. I tried to do my best. I put them to sleep. I'd read them a story. The little one was asleep, and the big one had his dog and knew where I was. And unfortunately, it's just difficult to balance family life with a working farm, and whatever calls the loudest, and in this case it's my calf, then I have to drop everything as much as that's possible and get out there and try and do my best to save it. So our wonderful vet is here.
Towards one side, so
good girl. It's okay, Florence. It's okay.
the line down one side.
That's the second bag. The first bag we saw, of course, on the grass earlier. This is the second bag full of amniotic fluid. Good girl, Florence. Good girl. Come on. She's got plenty of room. She's just not pushing. Got 2 feet. Come on, Florence. You can do a bit better than that. Stop thinking about the food.
The tissue here that the cow has.
So there we have a couple of hooves. Now the father is Nero, the Hereford. My lovely vet thinks that our calf is alive, so we're just going to take it really nice and slow. We can put the ropes around the hooves now. Looks a bit tight. It's okay, Florence. Keep pushing.
We're better now than 2 in the morning, being honest.
So here goes the jack. We're going to pop it right under. I'm going to grab the tail. There we go. That goes under there. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Nice and gently. Good girl. Good girl. Have we got a nose? We do. Is it still alive?
Should be, yeah. This thing is, it goes down, but it should be fine. It's just tied in there.
Just tied in there. Of course. Come on. Come on. I can see a tongue and it's wiggling. That's a very good sign.
It's all attached over here.
It does look tight. Oh, really tight. What happens if you put that end on the floor without opening it up a little bit more?
This?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just because you might break the legs if you go too tight.
Oh, I see. Oh, there we go. Hello. Hello. Oh. There he comes. Whoop. Right. Look at this beautiful little calf. Oh, Mr. Vet, you are a hero. Good girl, Florence. You've got a lovely little heifer. You have. Who's a good little girl? There she is. Look at her. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, then you catch it on time if you leave them till the morning. But it normally gets one back, second back, but...
Are you sucking? You are, aren't you?
Big size calf anyway.
Aren't you beautiful? Aren't you beautiful? And she is suckling on my fingers. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. There we go, tying off the umbilical cord.
She doesn't build up any bugs here.
She's already trying to stand up. That's amazing. Aren't you good? Quick spray. What does that do? That's just antiseptic, is it?
Yeah, spray antibiotic spray, yeah. Some people use the iodine, but that will do it just for this one. And then
Good girl. Good girl.
cow, I just do...
Haven't you got a pretty face? Haven't you got a lovely face? So I'm having a quick lesson here on how to milk the cow. We're trying to get that colostrum into the calf. Nearly a whole wine bottle. Look at that. Brilliant. Here we go. Straight from the mother. Absolutely squirting out, so we're going to reunite her with her mother in a moment. Here we go. I'm not sure what time it is, but it's pretty late. I'd like to say thank you very much. If we can do a COVID handshake, that's great. Thank you very much. And it's got to mean really that I got to name this wonderful calf after our incredible vet who saved her life, and I think Alvaro is a super duper name for a fantastic little calf, and she's got a wonderful patch over one eye, so maybe Patch could be a second name. Anyway, it's been a brilliant night, and thank goodness everything has worked out just fine. Are you ready to meet your mother? Are you, Alvaro Patch? Aren't you gorgeous? Aren't you lovely? So lovely Florence has had all of her jabs, and as has the calf, and she can smell the calf on me, which is really exciting. I'm so pleased. Right, good girl. Okay, let's let you go. If I can see what we're trying to do here. Good girl. Come on, Florence. Florence. Good girl. Good girl. Here. So far, she's going the wrong way. That's not ideal. A different problem, and that Florence has wandered off, so we've had to put the calf in the back of the landy, and now I'm going to drop the calf next to the fence line here, and then push Florence towards it, and hopefully she'll get on and start licking it. It's a bit of a problem that I hadn't foreseen. Good girl, Florence. Well, I'm so pleased to be able to say that after a very dodgy start 6 hours ago, we've now got a happy calf and mother, and it's been worth every minute. I'm pleased as punch, but there's no doubt at all that that calf would have been dead, because it was not going to come out without the jag. So the vet is a genius, and I am very happy Newbie Farmer. Here we are, back in the field with our gorgeous calf, Alvaro Patch, and she's walking. Aren't you good? Aren't you a clever girl? And she's got that beautiful marking over her eye. Look at this, isn't it amazing? Good girl. Good girl. There's our lovely Florence. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Aren't you beautiful? So all that remains now is for me to go back into the field, find our glorious calf, Patch, who is now a day old, and pop her ear tag in her ear, number 13, and her name, of course, is Patch. So there she is in the distance, but whereabouts is the calf? They always hide their calves somewhere in the grass. So keep your eyes peeled. We're looking for a small white head with a little black patch over the eye. Good girl, Florence. Good girl, Florence. Where have you hidden Patch? Where's Patch?
There you are.
So here we are.
Yeah.
There's a branch broken in this oak tree, and there's Patch. Well, there you go. She's hiding inside the broken branches of this oak tree. So there we go. We've done the deed. It's always easier to do it with two. There's her name, Patch. There we go. It's always a good idea as well just to hang on to her for a little bit, just to give her a bit of a stroke, make sure she knows who we are, so she doesn't go away frightened. And she's absolutely beautiful.
Good little baby.
Good girl. Good girl. And good girl. Good girl. Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl, Patch? Who's a good girl? Yes, you are. You're a beautiful girl, aren't you? A bit unsteady perhaps, but I think she's reassured because she remembers the noise of the Land Rover from when she was born. And remember, she slept under the back wheel. I left the Land Rover in the field so that her mother could nurse her where she was, and I didn't want to start up the car and have fumes all over her, so I just left the Landy, and next morning she was still sitting sheltered under the wheel. If you want to try and cool a mother, you pretend to imitate its calf, and you just make a noise like this. Meh. Meh. If I spin round, you'll see Florence in the background there. Meh. 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 And she'll be thinking, hey up, that's my calf. Meh. And here's Patch wondering what is going on. Meh. Good girl. Meh. Good girl. And her ear tags really don't hurt. There's Florence mooing to attract a bit of attention. And we're now going to introduce them to the rest of the herd.